Well, let's pick up some of those points with Mick. He edits Slugger O'Toole, that's an online news site looking at British and Irish politics. And welcome to DW. Do you think it is likely that Britain leaving the European Union is going to result in armed violence across the Irish border?
I don't think it'll be the immediate trigger for it, but it is creating a huge environmental disturbance within the body politic, such as it is in Northern Ireland. And it's making it almost, because unionism, that is the body that wants to retain Northern Ireland within the United Kingdom, and republicanism or nationalism, which wants to reunify with the rest of the island. The last 20 years has been a long experiment in trying to create a power-sharing settlement between those two bodies. And the disturbance, in a way, is that either of them have gone to the other side. So although a substantial body of unionists voted Remain in the Brexit referendum, since then, the polarisation of politics has meant that unionists have gone one way on that and nationalism has gone the other way. And what has been left behind is a huge vacuum for constitutional or peaceful politics. And that is where, in a sense, organisations like Saoirse have an opportunity, in a way, to kind of move into that vacuum. Now, how likely is it that they will be on their own able to create a conflict on the scale that we saw in the 60s, 70s and 90s? I think that is a moot point. So far, I mean, one of the things that having the Troubles for so long changed, which was a pattern before, was that the IRA, as it was, would open a campaign, would run it for 2 or 3 years, would close the campaign. We'd had periods where there was no military or paramilitary violence. What's happened since the Good Friday Agreement is these bodies keep rising up, and the campaigns they run are almost a constant in the background, right? Although largely contained.
Okay, so we have this then this undercurrent of violence just waiting to break through. Has this backstop, is that much talked about there in Northern Ireland? Are people there sort of saying, well, yes, there is an easy answer. Why don't they just do this in order to avoid a hard border?
Well, I think some people believe it is an easy answer. I think that includes most of nationalism, most of whom, remember, voted Remain. So in a sense, they've been converted to the outline proposal of Mrs May's deal, which is to retain a backstop that means complete alignment through the single market within Northern Ireland. What is creating difficulty is the idea that that then creates some kind of a sea border, no matter how light it happens to be, between Northern Ireland and the rest of the United Kingdom. Now, paragraph 50 of the agreement of December 2017 made a provision or a promise that that wouldn't happen. But of course, the trouble with the December 2017 thing is it promised everything to everybody. And now we're getting down to the sharp end. That's becoming difficult. And again, so what you've got is unionists now hate the backstop. Nationalists love the backstop because they think it's a one-way street to United Ireland. And in fact, actually, unionist objections may well end up derailing Mrs May's deal entirely.
Just looking at the wider British context, there have been concerns expressed that whichever way Brexit ends up turning out, independence referendums will follow in Scotland and perhaps Northern Ireland. Can you see that happening?
I think it's problematic for a number of reasons. One, it will not surprise any of your viewers to understand that the Brexit referendum has made referendums very unpopular. The polarisation that it has led to, the inaction within Westminster that it has led to, the sense of a complete loss of agency, and people kind of turning on each other within the same country, I think, and within the same political party, I think is a very distasteful. It's a very distasteful state to have got into. So I think although Scotland is contemplating going to a referendum, I think it'll be difficult to sell that one, particularly if there's chaos in the immediate aftermath. In the medium to longer term, who knows? It really depends on how Brexit runs. If there is a deal that allows, at least in the short term, the least amount of disruption, my feeling is that referendums may be another 15 or 20 years before anyone has a real appetite to have another one.
Let's try and squeeze in a quick word about the DUP. The Northern Ireland Party has 10 members of Parliament. They have a key role in this. If Theresa May can get them on side, it's going to satisfy a lot of sceptics in her own party, and she might be in with a chance. So if she can't win them over with the strength of her arguments, is it possible she could bribe them by throwing more money at the province?
No. I'm almost certain that won't work. The problem with mixing principle with money is that everybody who believes that you're only motivated by money will believe that. The DUP strategy currently is to keep the focus on the narrow issue of the backstop, to try and get some kind of minor shift or movement in that allows them to say, look, it really is only a temporary thing while we sort out a bigger solution, which might include the max vac idea that you can do electronic tagging or in-market regulation. There are a number of solutions there that might work. But if you mix that with money, then I think the reputation you get is it will just follow you around. If it goes through and they get the deal, time for doing deals over money is when they come to try and continue this confidence buy arrangement with the Tories.
Well, good talking to you. Thank you for that. Very clear. Mick from Slugger O'Toole.